Look at that was the World Trade Center. New York.
The coming months, to say nothing, as you have been saying, Matt, of the horrific loss of life that we're witnessing.
In Oklahoma City, a much smaller building, and it took rescue workers more than a week to find all the people trapped in that wreckage. We have a building here that, two buildings of each 110 stories. It's mind-boggling to think of what
en route to a destination have been grounded themselves.
This has got me. It's probably got a lot of people feeling like I do right now. But fuckers.
To 50,000 people working in those towers every day.
A national alert. All federal buildings in Washington, D.C. have been evacuated. And of course, they're trying to evacuate all the buildings in lower Manhattan, no doubt. All firefighters, off-duty firefighters have been called. And you're looking at incredible debris, pieces of glass, of paper, parts of the buildings covering the looks like a desert almost. Looks like the aftermath of an earthquake. We heard from Lou Young a few moments ago, who said that it felt like an earthquake. Now, Marcia Kramer is standing by at our information center, and Marcia, you've got more details for us.
Well, actually, Lisa, they're very grim details. We're hearing from intelligence sources that there were actually 8 planes that were hijacked and that 5 are still in the air. So that means that we've only heard from 3 planes.
Holy shit.
2 that hit the World Trade Center, the 1 that hit the Pentagon, and there are still 5 planes in the air. We don't know where they were hijacked from, and we don't know what their intended targets are. But right now, intelligence sources tell us that the Air Force is scrambling to try to identify the locations of the 5 other planes that have been hijacked and to see if they are intending to hit other targets in the United States. What we're also being told is that the likelihood of this attack is that it's a coordinated attack that was brought together by various Middle East groups that were acting together, possibly in concert with Osama bin Laden. So far, no group has claimed responsibility, but it's clear from the breadth of these attacks that it had been in the planning for quite some time. Months, possibly a year, and it's probably in retaliation for U.S. support for the Israeli government. Again, there are 8 planes, American planes, that have been hijacked. 5 are still in the air. 3 have hit, 2 here in Manhattan at the World Trade Center, and 1 at the Pentagon in Washington.
Marcia, we had reported a moment ago that there was a large plane crash in western Pennsylvania, about 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. Would that just be a horrific coincidence?
Well, actually, we had reports about 20 minutes ago that there was a plane that had been hijacked in Pittsburgh and was headed for either Northern Virginia or Washington. That may have been the plane that crashed. If that's the case, then there's still 4 more planes in the air. But again, the report is that a total of 8 American planes have been hijacked. The Air Force and military intelligence are scrambling to try to take these planes out of the air before they can do any damage. It's possible, obviously this is speculation, but it's possible that the plane that crashed out of Pittsburgh may have been targeted by a military missile to try to take it down before it could crash into an American building.
Okay, John Slattery, we were worried about you. He was in lower Manhattan, right near the World Trade Center. We understand he escaped and is now set up near the scene. John, can you hear me?
Plugged into this thing, I don't know.
All right.
Did you see any people, any casualties, Mr. Levy?
We bumped into a guy from Tower 1 who said that he had a chance to get out of the building after the plane hit the first one. He had a chance to get out of the second one, but he said that people were jumping out of the windows to get away from the fire.
Where are you now, Benjamin?
I'm in a hair salon in Lower Manhattan, talking to you guys.
Well, obviously, that was...
And was the whole federal building evacuated, Mr. Levy?
Yeah, well, we started running out of the building as soon as we saw the second explosion. And then I work on the 22nd floor. As soon as we were down at the bottom, they sounded the alarm, and then they announced evacuation. But most of us...
How far physically are you actually from the World Trade Center?
Right now, or where?
No, when the